it's not, this is coming. It's already
Yeah.
here. And if you
Yeah.
continue to act the same way you acted before, it's
Yeah.
not going to grow. You're
Yeah.
not in alignment with yourself. The new
Yeah.
world is here. It's just that it hasn't been fully built. So how do I show up in this new world in new and different ways? Well, I have to figure out, what is my zone of genius? Who am I? What is the impact that I want to make? And how do I make it? And it's not a formulaic thing. It's an
Yeah.
internalized thing.
Yeah. Yeah. That's so cool. And it's not a formulaic thing. It's an internalized thing. And
Mm.
that's where the power happens, right? It's like, let's throw out these old formulas that didn't work and start to
Yes.
really guide our own selves.
Yes.
Yeah.
And what I want to say around that, that's not being the lone wolf. That's not, I'm going to be all by myself in my little office, not talking to anybody. We still, we still need support. Like,
We
this is
do.
what I'm hearing and this is what I'm feeling. And
Yeah.
am I safe? We need connection. We need collaboration. We need that support from other people who are also hearing it too, because it is scary.
Yeah.
Growing pains are real and it's
Yeah.
scary, and we need and deserve to be held and
Community around
supported
us.
through that.
Yeah, absolutely. I totally agree with that. Hello, my extraordinary women friends. I am really excited for today's conversation. Lora Cheadle is a dear friend and has been the MC of the Extraordinary Women Ignite conference for many years. I think we just figured out it was 5. This is going to be 5 years this coming year. And she brings such a unique and thoughtful perspective to the recalibration we've been exploring in this first quarter of 2026. This quarter, we've been in conversations around what it means to realign how we lead, how we build, and how we move forward in a world that is shifting in very real ways. And what I'm seeing in this recalibration is asking something deeper of us as leaders. It's asking us to listen more closely, to trust ourselves more fully, and to lead from a place that feels aligned with who we are now. That's where today's conversation opens. Lora is an attorney, a speaker, a coach, and she also channels a body of wisdom known as the Librarians, offering insight into what is happening in our world right now and what leaders are being asked to step into. In this conversation, we explore what she is hearing, what the season of recalibration is asking of us, and how women can begin to trust themselves more deeply as they navigate what's ahead. If you've been feeling that something is shifting and you're ready to listen more closely to what is calling you forward, this conversation will meet you there. Let's meet Lora Cheadle. Well, welcome back to Extraordinary Women Radio, Lora. I'm so excited to have you back on today.
I am thrilled. I can't wait for our conversation.
I know. I always love our conversations. They always make me happy. And as you know, I've just gotten back from vacation. You've just gotten back from a big PR thing in DC. And we're both like, what a fun thing to come back to is a conversation with you. So, I'm excited about this. And just, for everybody tuning in, Laura's been my MC at Ignite now for, I want to say 4 years.
That's what I think. 4 years.
Is this going to be 5 this year? Or is it going
I
to be
think,
4 this year? I think
oh
it's going
my,
to be 5.
I think it's going to be 5.
Yeah, which is
Yeah,
like amazing.
I
It's so
love
amazing.
it.
And everybody loves you as our MC. So, and I get that feedback always, every single year. And
Good.
and I love having you as the MC in the room. And so you just do such a magnificent job with that.
Thank you. It's such a warm group, and just hearing you every year, there's something new that I get every single time I attend.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's so awesome. It's going to be a good year this year. So I'm gonna open up the call for speakers here just in about 2 weeks. So I can't wait to see
Ooh.
who's going to be coming in the door. That's always fun to see too. And it's always a fun process of picking who the speakers are. So
I bet.
that's coming out. If you haven't, if you guys are tuning in and watching this, know that you can. It's going to come out. I think on May 30th. That's going to open up. So. A good time to, if you're looking for speaking opportunities, come join us. Come join us. So today I want to start in a little bit different place than I normally start, and I think something that always fascinates me, Laura, is what you do is you channel a body of wisdom called the Librarians.
Yes.
And for those new to your work, how do you describe who they are and how you receive their guidance? Tell us a little bit about that.
That's great. They are, like you said, a group of entities. What is different about them? For people who are like, yes, I've heard about channeling, I know what it is. So often, channeling is about an individual experience. What the librarians do is they hold the records for humanity's collective experience.
Mm.
Yeah, specifically around lessons. So if you were to think about a library and you would want to find the section on betrayal, the section on abandonment, the section on poverty, the section on abuse, all of these different lessons that we go through, that's what the librarians do. They hold the collective wisdom around that experience. And then that's what I channel.
Wow, that's so cool. That's so cool. So when you are dropping into that space, what do you do to be able to have this conversation?
Mostly I get out of my own way.
Yeah,
I have channeled since I was in high school. I
that's
just didn't.
cool. I
Isn't that
didn't know
crazy?
that. I
Yeah.
totally didn't know that.
Yeah. It's just one of those things that I didn't really realize what it was. But I would just kind of get out of my own way. You know, when you just sit there and almost zone out
Yeah,
and sometimes you hear
you
things.
start hearing things. Yeah,
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 it's
yeah, yeah.
that state, and I started kind of practicing doing that, and I would start being able to have a real conversation and to not really guide and direct, but to ask questions and to get responses, and I never really knew what that was until a lot later in life, and then it was
Yeah,
like, "Oh, that's channeling? Well, I
yeah.
do that all the time."
Yeah, and then trusting it, right? And really trusting it. I think that's the power of it is like learning to trust that. I'm sure that was, you had to learn to do that, right?
Right. And it's interesting because the wisdom that I got was always spot on, but I
Yeah.
would try to outthink it. Well,
Of
I'm
course, right?
right. I'm
Yeah,
smart now. I'm a lawyer now. I can use my legal brain and I can solve these problems when I keep hearing like, don't do that. Don't do that. And
yeah,
I'm like, no, 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 I got this. I got
yeah,
this.
yeah.
No.
Yeah. Oh, that's amazing. Okay, so this we're wrapping up this whole first quarter has been on the great recalibration of what's happening in the world of business and women entrepreneurship and all of this space. And I've had so many amazing conversations. And the reason I wanted to start here with you is because what I want to know when you tune into the librarians right now, what are they saying about the season we are in? Especially for women who are leading and building and creating in this moment.
It's a tough moment, and I know that's
Mhm.
gonna come as no surprise to anybody, but
Yeah.
we have what they have told me is we have already reached the tipping point. It's
Mm.
not like more to come, more to come. Will more come? Yes, but we have already reached that tipping
Like
point.
that pinnacle point.
Yes,
Yeah.
it's just trusting it.
Yeah.
Just like you were saying, trusting the wisdom, how can we trust our own leadership skills? How can we not lean into, oh, well, I still have to prove myself. I still have to act
Mm.
masculine in the workplace. How can I continue to show up from this grounded place of feminine sovereignty as opposed to, yeah, I'm getting better performing. I'm getting better at pretending.
Interesting. And it's like that's what the difference of that, the pretending. I'm getting better at pretending. Oh my God. That's like a
Yeah.
call out for sure.
Oh, big
Versus
time.
really, yeah. And then stepping into, okay, I'm trusting. I'm in this place of trusting. I'm listening. I'm moving
Yes.
based off of that.
Yes, yes, and I am speaking my truth. That is a big piece of it. Um,
Yeah.
Comparing and contrasting. I did a keynote about a month ago that
Mhm.
was on burnout, was on a
Mhm.
lot of this trusting yourself. The audience was mostly men with I think there were 5 women in the audience. The feedback I got from the women was, "This doesn't resonate. This didn't apply to me. Doesn't And I thought, "Well, that's really interesting. Really
Interesting.
interesting because I think this will apply to them."
Yeah.
Last week, I did a keynote to a primarily female audience, and they all said, "This resonates so much. Your frustration with the patriarchy, your desire to step back and have some time and space to lean into some caregiving responsibilities while not sacrificing your career. Wow, we hear you. And I thought, that's interesting because this illustrates the difference between the safety being in a group of women, we know we all get it,
Yeah.
versus being 5 women in a group of 120 men who have
And
to
then
pretend.
you're putting up that mask. And I mean,
Mhm.
you and I have both done that mask. I mean, we've,
Oh, yes.
being the lawyer that you are, being the woman that came out of the corporate world that I am, and, oil and gas industry of all places, right? So we've both been oftentimes the only woman in the room. And
Mhm.
there is a mask that went up. And I, this is a long time ago for me that I was there. And it was like, I can go back and just see so many masks that were up, but it doesn't mean that I still don't fall into I mean, the word proving has been a word that I've worked with that, it's like, okay, what am I trying to prove? And who am I trying to prove it to? Right.
Yes.
And, but it's like we carry these things with us, and we have to work with them, and it doesn't just like go away. We have to work with it.
Right, right. Like, why are we putting on those masks? Even in the entrepreneurial space, what are the masks that we're putting on? Oh,
Exactly.
I'm successful. I've got it figured out. I don't need help. I'm
Yeah.
fine.
Yeah.
Yes, I'm in the 2 comma club. We're inside, you're like, oh my God, I made $30 this month. Like,
Yeah.
how can we trust ourselves?
Yeah.
And that, going back to the librarians, that's a collective lesson. That is a
Yeah.
collective female lesson. We all struggle with seeking to please, with
Okay.
trying to conform, with performing. So, what is the collective wisdom around that? And how can we share that wisdom with each other?
Yeah. And so that's a lot of the speaking that you're doing right now, as you're speaking on these topics. What are some of the things that we do when we're in that space of, just give us some wisdom around that.
Yeah, I think the first one is we don't trust our own wisdom.
Hmm.
We don't trust that we have something to say that might be valuable.
Yeah.
We think that we have to get the right answer
Yeah.
instead of just tapping into ourselves and saying, what's coming up for me is.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
we're conditioned that we have to be right. And if we're not
Hmm.
right, we're wrong.
Yeah. And nobody is ever in that space of always right. And it's really in that space of learning
Mm-hmm.
and
Mm-hmm.
expanding. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So there's a sense in your work that many women are experiencing isn't just burnout or overwhelm. I want to talk about this, right? It's like, but it's something deeper. How
Yeah.
do the librarians describe what's actually happening beneath the surface?
Yeah. It is a deep level of self-betrayal. If
Ouch.
Mhm. Oh, ouch is right. Ouch is right. And
Yeah.
it like that, it's the denial of who I am and how I wanna lead and what's
Hmm.
important to me. And,
Hmm.
family's important to me. My sons are grown, but they're still important to me.
Yeah.
My husband, my parents, my friend, that's still important to me. So,
Yeah.
how often would I, in the past, deny things like that? "Nope, I can
Yeah.
show up. I can work all night. It's gonna be fine. I got it." Because I want to
Mm.
appear capable instead, and I'm betraying myself. No, my
Mm.
heart is not in that. My
Yeah.
heart says, I want to be home. I want to be connected with friends. I want to be working out. I want to be with my animals. It's self-betrayal. And when you
Yeah.
betray yourself, it wounds on a deep soul level.
Hmm. Yeah. It's interesting because so often I think of betrayal. I think of, betrayal from someone else
Yes.
versus from within, right? And I think that's what a lot of people think about. How a lot of people think about that self betrayal is not something that we think of when we think of the word. But I think that's an important piece of it. How does it show up in the way women have been building and leading their businesses?
If you think about so much of the rhetoric that has been out there, and it is shifting, but
Hmm.
it's bro marketing.
Hmm.
It's this
Yeah.
is how you do a
Yeah.
funnel, and this is how you close a deal, and this is how you, and it doesn't fit for many of us. I mean, if it fits for
Yeah.
your personality, that's one thing.
Yeah.
But we are betraying our sense of connectedness. How
Hmm.
I sell is I get close with people. I talk. I really hear what their problems are. If they're a
Hmm.
fit for me, wonderful. Let me show you the ways I can work with you. If they're not a fit for me, that's wonderful too. I might know somebody who can help. And if not, I can hold you energetically and I can wish you the best and you can move on. And
Yeah.
that's the biggest, I think, betrayal is this is how we sell. This is how you create a business. This is
Yeah.
how you coach someone. No, it's
Yeah.
not.
And I think that's all the conversations that I've had this quarter and even last year when I was doing all of the listening campaigns that I did last year, I heard that over and over again that women are really coming home to themselves.
Yes.
And the women that I spoke to last year that were really, because there was lots of things happening in women's businesses last year.
Yes.
And some businesses were just kind of holding steady, some were had dropped, some because they'd lose a chunk of their market because a chunk of their market went away for some reason, like DEI or something like that.
Hmm.
Or and then there were some women that definitely grew their businesses last year. And the
Hmm.
women that were growing their businesses last year were the ones that were tuning in and listening to
Yes.
what they wanted in their business and how they wanted their life to live. And they were making the shifts. They were simplifying. They were doing things differently. And their business, they were letting go of pieces of their businesses. And when they thought through or when they lived through that, what happened was their businesses grew. And it was fascinating to see that happen. How, the women that were really tuning in were the ones and making the shifts that were aligned to themselves were the
Yeah.
ones whose businesses were growing rapidly.
Yes. Yes. And that is such confirmation really for what the librarians were saying earlier when they said we are already at the tipping point. It's not this is coming, it's already
Yeah.
here. And if you
Yeah.
continue to act the same way you acted before, it's
Yeah.
not going to grow. You're
Yeah.
not in alignment with yourself. The new
Yeah.
world is here. It's just that it hasn't been fully built. So how do I show up in this new world in new and different ways? Well, I have to figure out, what is my zone of genius? Who am I? What is the impact that I want to make? And how do I make it? And it's not a formulaic thing. It's an
Yeah.
internalized thing.
Yeah. Yeah. It's that's so cool. It's not a formulaic thing, it's an internalized thing. And
Mm.
that's where the power happens, right? It's like, let's throw out these old formulas that didn't work and start to
Yes.
really guide our own selves.
Yes.
Yeah.
And what I want to say around that, that's not being the lone wolf. That's
Yeah.
not, I'm going to be all by myself in my little office, not talking to anybody. We still, we still need support. Like,
We
this is
do.
what I'm hearing and this is what I'm feeling. And
Yeah.
am I safe? We need connection. We need collaboration. We need that support from other people who are also hearing it too, because it is scary.
Yeah.
Growing pains are real and it's
Yeah.
scary, and we need and deserve to be held and
Community around
supported
us.
through that.
Yeah, absolutely. I totally agree
Yeah.
with that. So when a woman begins to recognize that she's been operating outside of her own truth or capacity, what does it take to start rebuilding that self-trust?
That's a great question, because the first thing that happens is a shame spiral. The very first
You're
thing
like,
that
oh my God, how can I be here? What is all this?
yes.
Yeah,
And we want to move into that judgment. So
yeah,
really the first place is recognizing, wow, I'm judging myself. I'm in a shame spiral. I need to grieve this. We cannot bypass the grieving.
interesting.
Yeah, here are the mistakes that I made. Here are the things that I did. Feel that.
Mm-hmm,
Because when we trust ourselves to grieve,
mm-hmm.
when we trust
Yeah,
ourselves to move through emotions, that's really the root of rebuilding self-trust.
yeah, yeah. Oh, that's good. That's really good. So you start to recognize it, you feel it, you live in it, and then what do you do?
After that, you don't have to consciously do too much except
Mm.
except take a step forward.
Oh,
Look at the
interesting.
strategy. Yeah, look at the
Yeah,
plan and take a step forward,
yeah.
because we
Because you're
all
you're you're shedding some of that, aren't you?
yes. Yes.
Yeah. By
And if
acknowledging that it's there,
yes.
it starts to release its hold on you.
Yeah, grieving it and then just
Yeah,
walking forward in the direction that you want to go. You don't need the entire plan laid out in front of you. You
yeah.
just need to take that next step in the direction that you want to go.
That's powerful. And
It
it's
is.
simple. There's a lot of simplicity in that, right?
Yes.
Yeah. I mean,
Yes.
it's not always simple to feel it and to be in it. I won't, I mean, I'm not making light of that because that's not simple.
Mm-mm.
But it's not like you have to do, there's no 10-step process that you have to go do after this.
Right, right.
Yeah.
It's showing up. How can I
Yeah.
show up each day aware of which direction am I facing? Because
Yeah.
that's the other thing too. There are times where we beat ourselves up. There are
Yeah.
times where we are so enmeshed in somebody else's drama that we start cycling. And then when we can kind of be aware, okay, I'm feeling a lot of imposter syndrome right now. It's okay. I can feel it. Maybe now is not the time to take a step because I'm going to take a step that is a fear based step.
Yeah.
Chill out, go on a walk, talk to some friends, rest, do something. And then when you come back, okay, which direction am I going towards? I'm going towards success. What is one thing that I can do right now that is a step towards my own success, towards my own self trust? Send
Nice.
an email. Easy.
Nice. I love it. I love it. So, in your work, there's also a deep focus on regulation and the nervous system. How does that become a leadership practice and not just a personal one?
That's good. Couple of different reasons. First, humans co-regulate off of other humans.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Oh yeah. We've all had that experience where
We
somebody
feel
comes
that
in.
the people around us, right?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
And we can't maintain our own center because somebody is psycho and pretty soon we're
Right.
psycho.
Yeah.
So it's leadership because if I can regulate myself, the people around me will tend to co-regulate with
Mm,
me and we will tend to move as a team, as a unit. So I think
yeah.
that's the first reason why.
You know what that reminds me of is it's the horse work that I do, right? With the horses. How because the horses will do that same sort of thing that they will if we're all uptight and intense, they're gonna mirror that right back to us if
Mhm,
we start to drop in and be grounded. And so it's such a good practice for me personally to go be out in the barn and just be with them because I can learn really quickly what's happening with me, right? I can get that
mhm,
mirror right back.
mhm. Yeah, absolutely. And I think the second reason, very similar to that mirror, is we trust people who are trustworthy. If
Mhm.
somebody can't regulate themselves, we intuitively know as humans, this is not the person to go to. I can't
Mhm.
count on them because they're going to fly off the handle.
Yeah.
So when we start learning how to regulate ourselves, it inspires trust in others too, because people know, well, that's the person that I can go to with the hard things. That's the
Yeah.
person that I can go to. And I can admit I made all of these mistakes because they will help me and they can be regulated and we can move forward together.
That's so good. It's really, really good. So pay attention to who we're hanging around, pay attention to how we're feeling, and just watch the energy that's happening around us and making sure that we're taking care of our energy first so that others can come along and be in that same grounded spot.
Yeah, yeah. And very practically speaking, when we're dysregulated, we're in the survival portion of our brain. When
Yeah.
we're in the survival portion of our brain, we are not relational. We are not
Yeah.
rational. We are reacting, and it's not going to go well unless
Yeah.
a lion is chasing you. That is the
Yeah.
one and only time that being
Yeah.
in the
Not many of us are
survival.
having that happen these days.
Not usually.
So, for the woman listening who feels like something is shifting inside of her, where things no longer feel aligned in the way they once did, where would you invite her to begin?
I would invite her to begin with a space to grieve, with a space
Mm,
to mourn, with a space to say, this was my old identity and she served me well. And I
yeah,
honor her and I release her. And then to get curious about what might be possible next. Because
yeah,
life is iteration after iteration after iteration. And
yeah,
if it's jarring, think back to who you were when you were 6. You were different than when
mm,
you were 12. You were different than
hmm,
when you were 18. It's
hmm,
just another iteration. And to relax and to see your evolution and to know you're just moving to the next spot.
That's awesome. That's really awesome. So you've got a couple of great books. Do you want to name the books, your books?
I do. My first book is called Flaunt, Drop Your Cover and Reveal Your
It.
Smart, Sexy, and Spiritual Self. And that's about that inner work of releasing the
Hmm.
labels, the rules, the scripts, the masks, and getting comfortable about knowing yourself and then showing yourself fully. Because
Yeah,
knowing who you are and showing who you are totally different things.
exactly.
Yeah. And my second
Exactly.
book is It's Not Burnout, It's Betrayal, 5 Tools to Fuel Up and Thrive. And that's more how to navigate that workplace with not betraying yourself and recognizing where your expectations with others might need managing.
Nice. Nice, nice. And where can people connect with you and learn more about your work?
Yeah, my website is loracheadle.com, and my name is spelled the simple way, Lora. So loracheadle.com. And you can find me on all social media, LinkedIn, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube.
Awesome. And then the final question I always close with is, what are three pearls of wisdom you want to leave with us today?
I think the first pearl of wisdom is we all have wisdom. It's so wonderful to connect with other people, but the wisdom that you have is your wisdom, and to count on that and to ask yourself first. The second pearl of wisdom is, and this might sound funny, but it's all okay. Whatever you're going through is a lesson. It's a catalyst. The
I
librarians
believe that.
talk about, yeah, the
Hmm.
librarians talk about when we're learning a lesson, yes, we're learning it for ourselves, but we're also learning it on behalf of humanity. So
Yeah.
lean into that lesson and
Yeah.
enjoy it.
And I love that. It's keep in mind that we're not just going through it ourselves, but it's humanity is going through it, the shifts as well. So we're not alone.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
And the work that I do impacts others, and the work that others do impacts me. So it's
Hmm.
wonderful.
Yeah.
And my third pearl of wisdom is always be outside, see animals, see nature, connect. It's a wonderful world. Enjoy it.
Yeah. Oh, thank you so much. Those are beautiful. Thank you for joining us today, Laura. This is awesome. It's exactly perfect way to start to wrap up this whole series for this season. And as we step into the next season, we're going to be looking at visibility and really building your authority. But I knew this fit right here. So thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you for having me. It was a great conversation.
Yeah. And I look forward to seeing you soon.